Discovering God Through Nature and Art with Matushka Elesa. St. John of Damascus says, "Wherefore, brethren, let us plant ourselves upon the rock of faith and the tradition of the Church." Today we're going to investigate a type of rock found in nature, a smooth river rock. One day my kids and I experimented with stacking and balancing these river rocks in interesting ways. I have a collection because my mother and I used to take summer trips together, and one of our favorite things to do was to find a body of water and collect pretty rocks along the shore. We've been to places like Lake Erie, the Pacific Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean. Now we each have a collection of smooth river rocks and beach rocks to remember our time together. When I spot those rocks on my shelf, I remember to pray for my mother. Do you have items around your home that remind you to pray for someone you love? Now, these rocks did not start out smooth and round. They actually had a pretty rough journey. Each rock like this was once part of a much, much larger rock, maybe even part of a high cliff or mountain. Over time, strong weather caused large chunks of rock to break off. The rocks tumbled down, 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 and broke apart into smaller pieces, and were eventually washed miles away into a creek, river, or sometimes all the way to the ocean. This whole process is called erosion, when land material is moved and broken down by wind and water. Once a rock has fallen into moving water, it's knocked against other rocks, and any rough and jagged points snap off. Over a long period of time, the rock starts to round out. Even the tiniest pieces of sand begin to smooth it out, like sandpaper rubbing against wood, getting rid of any rough textures. This process is an example of weathering, the gradual wearing away of a rock's surface. Do you think God sometimes uses erosion and weathering in a spiritual way? Maybe erosion is like being comfortable on the top of your mountain, but suddenly you have a new challenge to deal with that seems to knock you down. Can you think of any of these moments? What does God hope we'll do during difficult life changes? What about weathering? I like to think of a family as being God's great weathering tool. After all, members of your family do constantly knock against each other with their different personalities, right? Maybe daily frustrations with each other are really chances for us to transform into smooth and beautiful versions of ourselves, just like river rocks. Why don't we try drawing our own little collection of smooth rocks? We'll start with a flat oval. Rocks aren't always perfect, so a few bumps are fine. This rock is going to be in our foreground, meaning it's closest to us. I'm going to put a bigger rock with a slightly different shape behind it in the middle ground. And finally, an even bigger rock will be in the background. Now they get some shading, so they look less like ovals and more like rocks. First, we need to decide on a light source. Where is the light coming from? In the painting, light was coming from a window above and behind the rocks. Now, light rays only travel in a straight line and don't curve around objects, so where the light can't reach, it will be dark. Let's light our rocks from the top left. Maybe it's the afternoon sun. If the sun is hitting here, we're going to the opposite side of the rocks to start our shading, where the light does not reach. A dull pencil works well for shading. Pressing firmly, start with a circular motion, and as you head toward the light, lighten your shading bit by bit. I'm following the curve of the rock as I go, which makes it more realistic. Keep lightening, until you're so light that you blend right into the white paper. Here's a trick for blending it even further if you like. Take a piece of tissue and wrap the pencil eraser. Gently rub the shaded area. If it gets outside the lines, just clean it up with an eraser. Okay, we've shaded the rocks themselves, but doesn't it look like they're floating in the air? We need shadows beneath them so we can tell the rocks are sitting on a surface. We'll add skinny dark ovals to the bottom right, since the light is still coming from the top left. The bottom right of my background rock is hidden, so I don't need to add its shadow. What if we have our rocks sitting in a little water? Maybe the tide is just coming in on the beach. Add some curved lines around the rocks, and add a few other water ripples, and we're done. My kids added a light watercolor wash. You can have fun changing the number of rocks, where they're placed, the sizes and shapes. You can change the direction of your light source too. I'm so glad you could join me in the journey of a river rock. I pray all of your life's journeys are blessed.